Good morning. Today we will talk about why the bees are disappearing. The bees are important pollinations and have the job of pollination the crops and the flowers that we can see in the environment. There's over 20 species of bees in the world, and they're absolutely gorgeous. These bees spend the majority of their life cycles hidden in the ground or wearing a hollow stem, and very few of these beautiful species have evolved highly social behavior like honeybees. When we visit a garden, we can see a lot of insects, but we don't know how many species of bees are in the world because the honeybee is not only the unique species of bee in the world. No, honeybees tend to be the charismatic representative for the other 90,000 species because there's something about honeybees that draws people into their world. Humans have been drawn to honeybees since early record history, mostly to harvest their honey, which is an amazing natural sweetener. In the past, the human learned about grow bees because the bees can give to human the honey, and the honey is very used in cooking for cooking a lot of food. Bees are the most important pollinators of fruits and vegetables, and flowers and crops like alfalfa, hay, and that feed our farm animals. More than one third of the world's crop production is dependent on bee pollination. The bees have an important job, that is the pollination, because our food like watermelons or tomatoes are pollination for bees, and a lot of flowers that we can see in the gardens are pollination for bees, and this is the importance of the bees. In parts of the world where there are no bees or where they plant varieties that are not attractive to bees, people are paid to do the business of pollination by hand. These people are moving pollen from flower to flower with a paintbrush. Now, this business of hand pollination is actually not that uncommon. This is an example that occurs when you or we don't have bees, and the human that that need to do the job of the bees because the bees don't like the crops that are in this specific area. So 7 years ago, when honeybees colonies were reported to be dying in mass first in the United States, this is an important situation because the bees are very important for the crops and our food that we can buy in the supermarkets, and if we don't have bees, we don't have food, or uh, or be very difficult pollination the crops and fruits that we need to have energy or nutrients. After World War II, we changed our farming practices. We stopped planting cover crops, we stopped planting clover and alfalfa, which are natural fertilizer that fix nitrogen in the soil, and instead we start using synthetic fertilizer. Clover and alfalfa are highly nutritious food plants for bees. Many of these weeds are flowering plants that bees require for their survival, and we start growing large crop monocultures. Now we talk about food deserts. The food deserts are when we have a lot of monocultures and we don't have weeds that have flowers for bees. This is a food desert, like this image. The very farms that used to sustain bees are now agricultural food deserts, dominated by one or two plant species like corn and soybeans, or any type of crops like tomatoes or orange or any type of crop. Since World War II, we have been systematically eliminating many of the flowering plants that bees need for their survival. This is a problem because the human use herbicides that kill all of plants different of the monoculture, and this is the reason because the bees don't have food and die. Um, in this context, the bees are dying because they seek for the components of the fertilizers and herbicides. So, what are we going to do? What are we going to do about this big bee bomber that we've created? It turns out it's helpful. Every one of you out there can help bees in two very different and easy ways. Plant bee friendly flowers and don't contaminate these flowers, these bee food, with pesticides. These are two types of help the bees. First, plant in your garden any type of plant that have flowers for for to give food or of bees, and don't use herbicides or fertilizer because are very toxic for bees. We need a beautiful diversity of flowers that blooms over the entire growing season, from spring to fall. We need roadside seeds in flowers for bees, but also for migrating butterflies and birds and other wildlife. The bees are not only the unique species in the world. We have birds, we have butterflies, and a lot of insects that need flowers and crops that can help for their their nutrition, and these animals don't like the fertilizers and herbicides. So maybe it seems like a really small countermeasure to a big, huge problem. Use go plant flowers. But when bees have access to good nutrition, we have access to good nutrition throughout their pollination services. And this is the reason because the bees are dying, and this this is a problem that we can help to stop. Thank you.